Let us do the most beautiful prayer at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anandalila-maya vigrahaya hemabhadivyai chavisundaraya tasmai mahaprema rasa pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we'll continue reading where we stopped day before yesterday. Okay, yesterday also we read a little bit. The Lord also wanted to teach that a serious student of transcendental science should exactly follow the words of his spiritual master. So, yesterday when we were reading, I had requested the devotees to please take a screenshot, write it down in bold, big alphabets, big font, paste it, keep it right in front of the eyes, that we have to follow, strictly follow, exactly follow, word to word of what the spiritual master instructs us. According to the calculations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to be a fool. Therefore, he said that Mahaprabhu should not indulge in the study of the Vedanta, but should continue chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly obeyed his order. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly obeyed his order. In other words, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu impressed on the Mayavadis that the words of a bona fide spiritual master, every word is important here, the words of a bona fide spiritual master must be, not can be, you may follow them, आज मन किया follow किया, कल मन नहीं तो नहीं follow किया. No, must be strictly followed. One who does so becomes perfect in all respects. One who does this becomes perfect in all ways, every possible way. The word Vedant means the last word of the Vedic knowledge. Vedanta, Vedanta, the last word of the Vedic knowledge, which is to understand Krishna. Last word of Vedic knowledge means the essence of Vedic knowledge. What is it trying to really say or really trying to teach us? What are the Vedas really trying to give us? That is to understand Krishna. As Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Vedescha sarver aham eva vedye. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. I personally know someone who reads many various types of scriptures and follows various kinds of gurus. And then when they read the Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada, when they read the Prabhupada purports, when they get little association of the devotees, they say we feel so peaceful, as if all our disturbances of mind and all the confusions in my mind are completely solved. But the moment they are out of the association of the devotees and they start reading other books, immediately I see that their status messages comes which shows the disturbance in their mind, that oh, this world is so horrible, everybody is selfish. What we put up in our status message, because the material world in Kali Yuga, everyone wants to show their best side. Therefore, if you go to the social media, and somebody who is always on social media will feel depressed, because they will see that oh, everyone is happy in their lives but only I have problems. Nobody wants to put the worst pictures. Nobody will put a picture where they are looking horrible, where they have huge dark circles like panda. They will never do that. Or they will never put up situations when they are having a fight with their husband, but they will go on a vacation, 1 day vacation, all other days 364 days, 365 days they are fighting. But 1 day they will go on vacation and yay, happy times are here. And because people in the material world, they are simply bewildered and finding ways to be happy. But unless someone comes in the shelter of Krishna, unless someone takes up the instructions of Krishna and engages in devotional service of Krishna, one cannot be happy. And you will see that people who are really peaceful in their life, really happy in their life, they do not go about posting pictures or everything. I did this, I went to this place, I ate this, because they are very satisfied with their life. There is satisfaction in their life. Therefore, they do not need validation from the outside world. So, so I, by all the Vedas, I am to be known. So, why I got this topic, that I know someone who is reading various scriptures, that just by reading the scriptures and interpreting it in our own ways, we will not be able to come to Vedanta. That is, we will not be able to reach the last word of Vedic knowledge, or we will never be able to come to the conclusion or the essence of Vedic knowledge, which is to understand Krishna, which is easily and readily given by Srila Prabhupada in every book you pick up. Any book of Srila Prabhupada you pick up, any page you open, any word you read, Srila Prabhupada is giving you Krishna in the most simplest way. But people do not want that. People think itna simple hai, if it is free, that means it is not that valuable. They want something which is very expensive, which is not simple, very complicated, and then their lives will be complicated. They don't want simple things. Srila Prabhupada is here giving us in the most simple way. And Krishna is saying this, that by all the Vedas, I am to be known. The ultimate purpose of all the Vedas and everything that is there, it is to understand Krishna. When one actually comes to understand the Vedanta, he comes to know Krishna and his own relationship with Krishna. Who is Krishna? What is Krishna? And what is my relationship with Krishna? And one who understands Krishna understands everything. Moreover, the knower of Krishna is always engaged in Krishna's transcendental loving service. Once somebody knows Krishna, then they will have the natural inclination to engage in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. As the Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaah. Aham, I am, sarvasya prabhavo, sarvasya, everything, prabhavo, source, mattah sarvam pravartate, everything emanates from me. Krishna is saying, I am the source of everything emanates from me. Iti matva bhajante mam, by knowing this, one who perfectly knows this, bhajante mam. What do they do when somebody perfectly understands this, that it is Krishna from whom everything is emanating, it is Krishna who is the source of everything, it is Krishna who is the cause of everything. One who is in perfect knowledge of this, what will such a person do? Like a foolish, that person will not try to serve something else. Like an intelligent person, that person will fully engage in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Iti matva bhajante mam, buddha bhava samanvitaha. One who perfectly knows this fully engages in my transcendental loving service. A living entity is eternally related with Krishna in the relationship of servant and master. But when somebody becomes a pure devotee, it becomes very difficult to understand who is the servant and who is the master, because then we see Krishna becomes the servant and the devotee becomes the master. But as long as we are still not a pure devotee, we should not forget that we are the servant and Krishna is the master. We say this sometimes even in Krishna consciousness, after coming in Krishna consciousness also. We expect that Krishna should serve as a servant. How? How this is true? Because we pray something to Krishna and we expect, oh, why is Krishna not fulfilling my prayers? Why? Is Krishna is your servant or is Krishna the master? Is Krishna my servant or is Krishna the master? Am I the servant or am I the master? If I'm praying something, a servant may ask something from the master, but it is up to the master to decide. As a servant, I may ask uh, something from my parents, that okay, as a child, the child may say, I want 10 rupees. The parents are not obliged to give 10 rupees to the child just because the child has asked for it. Parents know, okay, should we give or should we not give? They will decide, and accordingly it will be decided. So they may give, they may not give. The child is the servant. Parents are also serving the child, just like Krishna is also always serving the devotees. Or a servant, if they want some money, if they want something, they can ask the master, but it is up to the master to decide whether they will give it or not. The servant cannot go about holding the collar of the master that, hey, I'm asking you from so much time, you're not giving. What if the child does it, goes and holds the ear of the father and says, I am asking you for 10 rupees, you can't give me 10 rupees? Then what will happen? We are actually like that. We pray something to Krishna thinking that we are devotees of Krishna. We are servant of Krishna. Arey, but why Krishna is not fulfilling my prayers? I'm praying from such a long time. Krishna, I am doing all these chanting. I'm doing your service. Then why are you not listening to my prayers? Why is this situation not getting rectified? Why am I going through so much trouble? The parents know what is required for the child. Sometimes the child may not feel like doing some work, but the parents may force the child, you have to do this work. If you don't do this work, we'll not take you out. We'll no fun activities. Because that is required for the child. Otherwise, the child will never learn to do it. So similarly, Krishna as a loving parent, as a loving father, knows how to take care of the child. And child means a devotee, one who has taken shelter of Krishna. We may not be perfect as the children, but Krishna is perfect as the parent. There is no imperfection, no flaws, no fault in Krishna. He's perfect and he knows how to perfectly take care of us. So we just have to trust the process of Krishna consciousness that Srila Prabhupada has given us. We'll pause here today, and Krishna willing, we'll continue reading tomorrow. Thank you very much for your very kind association. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्रीमद शिला जय पताका स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरांगकुटी भक्त वृंद की जय। टीचिंग्स ऑफ लॉर्ड चैतन्य बुक रीडिंग की जय। निताय 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 गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।
हरी हरी बोल। श्री
हरि
श्याम प्रभु
बोल।
माता जी की जय।